We are back. I'm back. I'm so sorry that I haven't uploaded on here in a while. Things have been really crazy busy, which is great, especially given the current time. And that's what I want to share with you over this video. At the moment, we've actually stopped all other types of outreach methods other than this one strategy that we're using right now. And I'm going to share that with you along with our exact sales script that is getting us lots of business. So let's jump straight into it. Okay guys, if you're new around here, then click the subscribe button. I will be back on this channel posting regular videos. When I started this channel, I was posting lots and lots of content, which is really good. And it's funny that nothing has actually changed in the sense that when I started this channel, it was because I felt that YouTube was amazing for learning how to film techniques and how to edit and product photography and all of these things to do with the creative. But there was no one teaching you about the business side of things. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to provide so much value to give people a kickstart to help them get a next step up on what they want to do within the creative industry. And that's what I've made it my mission to do. This alongside the Perspective Academy and the aspiring filmmakers group that I've got going on as well. You know, I want to just really provide that value so you guys can start making money out of doing the things that you love to do. And hopefully I can provide a lot of free advice with that as well. Now, of course, like I've said, we've been super busy, which is amazing. You know, coronavirus is still here and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. So I want to share with you why we've been so busy, things we've got going on. And like I said, at the start of all this journey, for me particularly, especially over the initial lockdown, it was a case of, you know, reaching out to people, giving back and giving people the support that they needed to move their businesses up to the next level, or if they're freelancers, how to get clients and to capitalize on this opportunity that we're faced with right now. Now, I haven't been creating these YouTube videos because I've been spending a lot of time with the Perspective Academy. So for those of you who don't know, I've set up an academy where I actually teach people and provide personal tuition, loads of coaching, and it's an online training course. So I've been giving a lot of time to those people to make sure that they set themselves up and succeed. And already they're having great successes, signing people up onto retainer systems and things like that. So if another lockdown does come, those students who are currently in my academy don't need to worry or don't need to panic anywhere near as much as they did before because they've got clients that are paying them regularly no matter what, and all of those things are contracted. I've also spent a bit of time in the aspiring filmmakers group, and again, that's been growing at some rate. I think we're almost at 700 members now and continuing to grow, so that is amazing, and I'm super excited that people are just wanting to grow and wanting to learn, and everyone's at very different points in their life as well, and this goes for the same with the academy. We've got people who are just starting out, they're working a part-time job and they want to make that jump to full-time filmmaker. We've got people who actually have only just got a camera and they're just thinking about how to get going. You know, they know that they like taking photos and videos, but it's how do you make money out of that? And obviously, again, I'm going to try and share that with people. And on the other end of the spectrum, we've got people who run really successful businesses and companies and work with major clients, and they just want a new way of thinking, something that's working for me. And again, you know, I've created this opportunity so that it can benefit everyone, and that's not done just because that's the way it's happened. It's because I've planned all this stuff and thought, you know, well, we need to create this system and procedure. We need to create this stuff that is beneficial for everyone, no matter what stage you're in, even if you're currently turning over hundreds of thousands of pounds like we are, or if you're just bought your first £100 camera or whatever it is, you know. I really want this to be really connect with people and resonate with people so that they can help to grow their business, and that's the absolute dream for me. My mission is to change 100 people's lives before the end of the year. We've already had over 200 people go through our free module as well, so we know that people are actively wanting to change their lives. So yeah, you know, kudos to you guys. I'm super excited. But anyway, let's kind of get into this. So we've had a lot of projects happening at the moment. Perspective Studios, which is my film company. I've got a team of people working here. We own a photography studio as well, the studio that we're in. And all of this happened within a couple of years. So if you don't know my story, there's many other videos about that, but I used to be a professional skier. Started working from my parents' living room, and in a couple of years, you know, we've created this big business, and this isn't it as well. You know, we're continuing to grow. The only difference is I'm deciding to bring you on this journey with me as well. So we've been really busy. We've been doing a lot of product stuff as well. Because of the COVID restrictions, we're not able to go out to as many places as we once would, or clients are a little bit more reluctant. So we've been doing a lot of things in the studio, but we can teach you about home setups. And again, there's loads of videos on YouTube about home setups and things like that. So I feel like I'm not providing you with anything new by giving you stuff that's already out there. The whole point of this is to share stuff with you that's happening right now, that's going to benefit you, and it is here as good business advice so that you can start making money. So what I want to do is I want to share with you my number one strategy for how we're currently growing our business. We are getting insanely good response rates right now. I mean, we're pretty much looking to like 90% responses on this strategy, which I'm going to show you. And by the way, compared to email, that's huge. Here's a little spoiler, it's not email. We're not emailing people right now. Response strategies on emails have always been really, really low. I think they're usually around about 5 to 10%, something around there. And then out of those people, response rates are going to be higher, actually. Your response rates are probably going to be around about 30% or so. We've then got systems in place that will chase these people, so we can normally boost those up to around about 50, 60% overall. But that takes a lot of time and work. Whereas our current strategy is pretty much getting us replies instantly. But don't forget, you might get those replies, but really out of that percentage of people, so every 100 people you email, you're probably only going to get through email maybe 5% of people who are willing to have a chat with you. And out of that, you might close maybe 50%, one or two of those people if you're lucky. So it's always a numbers game. Outreach is always a numbers game, but it's essential to growing your business. You cannot sit by the phone and just wait for work to come in, because it doesn't work like that. And I do actually know so many freelancers personally that literally are just waiting for the phone to ring, for jobs to come in, and that's not a business. You can't build a business on hope. So that's why I'm sharing with you these tips. And this is everything that I'm doing right now so that you can actually benefit from this stuff. But you need to be active. If your business isn't doing well, you need to look at who's at the top, okay? And you need to always work out where the problems lie, and they're problems within you as well. So I teach a lot of mindset stuff because I'm really passionate about that, and it is about getting your mind right, self-development, self-analytics, I think it is. That sounds about right, we'll go with that. But it's all about looking at you and judging you, because you are the business owner, you are your business, and what we're trying to train people to do is to take a step away from that. Whether you want to remain as a freelancer or you want to grow a production company, whatever it is, this advice can really take you far. So here it is, the number one platform that we are using right now. We've stopped everything else, and that is Instagram. Instagram by far has seen us through the best results over the last few months, and it's continuing to keep up with its trends as well. Now, we can only guess why this is, and I think largely it could be due to the fact that people aren't at work. So you've got a lot of smaller startup businesses who are at home, and what we all doing, we're spending a lot of time on our phones at the moment. So Instagram, we're seeing a huge amount of response rates, and again, we get the odd questions, the odd replies, which are a no, but then we're also getting a lot of yeses or people who are more intrigued. And I'm going to share with you exactly our outreach methods, so you can just copy this and you can go at it yourself, and hopefully that you get more business out of that too. So no doubt you're going to be familiar with Instagram already, so you're probably thinking, well, I already use Instagram and I'm not getting any work through it. So you need to ask yourselves why. Business sometimes is so simple, and you literally just need to ask yourself, why? Why isn't something working? And then backwards engineer it, break it down. But obviously I can provide a stepping stone because I can show you what's working for us right now, and then you can just adapt it to yourself, to your own business, and you can find what works. And I'm a huge fan of A/B testing, which is taking two separate strategies. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Taking two separate strategies and then being able to compare them against each other. And it's really important that you do compare things, because how do you know if something could be more successful if you're not comparing it against something else? Does that make sense? So I want to read to you exactly what we're doing, but before I do that, it actually starts with getting noticed. So firstly, you need to be active on Instagram yourself, and that's posting regularly. You should be posting at least once a week, but please try and make it more. If you can make it 2 or 3 times a week, but make sure that content is relevant. We don't want to be posting stuff about what you had for breakfast if you're a film company or if you're a freelancer. It all needs to be relevant to your target audience, the kind of people you want to work with. So we'll adapt our page, our Perspective Studios page, depending on how we want to approach a certain subject. So at the moment we're doing a lot of product photography, so our page is product photography heavy. When we want to switch it up to a different industry, or we're outreaching to different industries, we'll switch up our page. So everything's relevant, and you can see why that then starts to create a relationship. Use hashtags. Hashtags are really, really good to outreach to a new audience. And then if you notice that anyone interacts with your page that is a business, you're going to return the favor. So they might like a video that you've put out of some recent work. If you notice it's a business, then they clearly like your work already, right? So all you need to do is like and follow them in return if you're not already, and drop them a message and say, hey, I noticed that you liked our recent video. Is there anything that we can help you with? Is there any kind of creation that we can do for your business? Have you got any ideas, things like that? Okay, so that's really, really important to be aware of how people are interacting with you, because you can spend a lot of time interacting with other people, but really those things get missed, and that's your hot inbound leads. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically someone who's really keen to work with you, and that therefore they approach you, hence that's an inbound lead opposed to an outbound lead. So when businesses actively like your content, that's a huge sign that they could be very much an inbound lead, which is really good for your business. And actually the percentage or the chance you've got to make a sale out of that person is much higher than a usual outbound lead, okay? If I'm confusing you with inbound and outbound, don't worry about it. Just listen to what I say, and just make sure that any business that contacts you, that you reach out to and just say, hey, do you want some videos or some content? Okay. Now, the other thing you can do is obviously look and search for businesses as well. Now, I've spoken about this a lot, especially with the academy people as well. I explained a lot of this stuff to them months ago, because they are the people who are really invested in themselves in their future. So I want to give them as much value as possible. So I share this stuff with them first, then reach out to our wider audience and networks through my personal Instagram page or through YouTube, which again, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be back on here a little bit more regularly as well. So what you need to be doing is you need to look at smaller businesses. Small local businesses are going to convert the best, because when you've got bigger businesses, they often then go through agencies. That might be PR companies, it could be marketing agencies, it could be so many different things. So it's harder to get in there, and that's a failing business model. And the reason that's a failing business model is because you might think, well, they've got lots of money, but I can tell you what, they don't. Okay, they don't always have lots of money. Now, we work with a lot of major clients, and that's true to say for some of them as well. We don't always have big, huge budgets of tens of thousands of pounds. Sometimes we're working on lots smaller than that. Whereas small businesses, you can learn to grow with them. And I won't share this with you now. I'm going to keep this exclusive for the Academy members. But there's a reason behind that, because then we can start to work and grow those businesses, and we can put in a lot of measures to ensure that you get even more business pretty much for the rest of your time, and you can create healthy relationships there. So that's why focus on smaller local businesses is so much better, and that's going to be your target. So you might search for something, i.e., I don't know, a coffee shop, or you can do this now actually. Why don't you write down a list of 5 things that you're interested in? Is it coffee? Are you interested in trampolining, skiing, snow sports? What are you interested in? Write that down. They're going to be the industries that we're going to look at, and you're going to start to try and find businesses that you can work with and that you'll be passionate about. Because if you're passionate about something, it makes it a much easier sell. Or look at industries that you already have a portfolio for. Portfolio is really, really important. So try to create that portfolio yourself. You might want to work for free if you have no experience in that particular industry. You might want to create some stuff yourself. But it's always nice to have something that you can say, hey, we can produce something similar to this, or this is the kind of thing that we can do for your business, so they can visually see. Because not everyone is going to be as creative as you are. Okay, so now we're going to jump straight into the how. How are we outreaching to these people? So number 1, you find a business. Find a business that you want to work for. Number 2, you're going to follow them and go through their feed and like a few of their photos, because they're going to pop up on your phone, or they're going to pop up on their phone, right? As a business, businesses are still human beings who are running them. They're just like you and I. So they're going to see, hey, so-and-so likes my photo. Oh, look, now they're following me. And it's going to create some kind of interest or some kind of question. They're going to be like, who's this person? it starts getting them interested in you, and they've already seen your name before you approach them, so you look a lot more familiar. And then number two, we're going to drop them a message. So we would go with something super simple. Do not overcomplicate this. I know so many people who outreach to businesses through email, and they say things like, hey James, I'm so-and-so, and here's my background, and here's my business, and this is why you should work with me, and this is what we can do. And they don't really say that much about how you can help them. Business owners are busy people, and I'm sure that you're a busy person as well. So get straight to the point. And Instagram, you can literally cut away so much of the crap and the build up. Just get straight to the point. That's all these businesses want to know. So we say, hey there, your feed looks amazing. Can we support you in any way with product photography? Okay, or content for your Instagram or anything like that. Okay, you can change these things slightly, but with this particular example that I'm reading out to you now, it was to do with a product photography client. So we said, hey there, your feed looks amazing. We would love to work with you. Is there any way we can support you with product photography? Straight away, they've come in with, hi, could you send me some product photography you've done before? Do you remember what I was just saying? Quite literally, I just said about portfolio. So for us, when we initially moved into product photography, we had worked with lots of major brands, and we had a huge portfolio in all these different industries, but we hadn't got anything relevant to product photography. So we needed that. So we took it upon ourselves to use our studio and create some amazing product stuff that we could use. Now, no one paid us for that. We did that stuff for free. We were then later able to sell some of those images to the businesses that we had done for free. And we were able to sell it to them to make a little bit of money. But the whole premise was just to build our portfolio. And that's why it's so important. So we said, yeah, sure, here you go. Here's some examples of things that we've done in a similar industry with products before. It wasn't quite specific, but we said, look, this is the kind of thing that we can create. Then we came up with some ideas. So we said, this is kind of what we can do. Here's some evidence. So we showed them some photos. And then we said, have you thought about doing something similar to this? And we were able to either use examples, or we could just try to spark their imagination so that they understood at what value we could provide for them. We can definitely produce something similar to these. What do you think? Very good. I absolutely love how the cocktail splashes up from the glass. How much would you charge for something like these? I need a few posts. Oh God, you can tell it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera. I need a few future posts for Instagram and adverts. Basically, can you put a price on this? Also, can you put my products into these photos? Yes, of course. But again, sometimes, businesses don't understand how filmmaking or photography works. So again, we're here to educate those people, and we're able to handle any questions that they've got. So we basically went on from there, and then it's just a case of handling it as you would do normally. So we said, yep, sure, we can certainly do that. This is how much we charge. We'd be keen to work with something. If you're looking for a number of images, why don't we move you on to this kind of package where it brings your overall cost down. They were super happy, and they actually said that, hey, actually that's a little bit more than our budget was. Our budget is only this. Can you do anything within that price? Or is this something that you cannot make happen? And we said, yeah, no problem at all. We can actually do something within that budget. We just lessened some of our deliverables, and we moved some things around. We changed a concept slightly, but the client was still happy, and we were able to still make money and facilitate that. So really, the most important thing to take out of that outreach is that initial approach is that, hi there, your feed looks amazing. How can we support you? Can we support you in any way? And just getting straight to the point. You don't need to go who you are, because again, they can have a look at your Instagram profile and they'll be able to see what is relevant to their business and really spark their imagination. So that's really important, and that is the number one outreach method that we're using right now. We've stopped emails, we've stopped phone calls, we have stopped Facebook, we've stopped any other platform, and we are only using Instagram. So I really, really hope that you found this information useful. If you have, then please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. What else is it? I think hit the like button. Obviously, I'm still relatively new to this YouTube thing. So yeah, whatever, you know the drill by now. But if you can subscribe, it would mean a load. I'm gonna keep putting out information like this that you literally cannot get anywhere else, because no one is making videos like this. If you haven't already, join the it's actually the Aspiring Videographers and Filmmakers group. That's a free group we've got open on Facebook, and it's a load of like-minded people, and that's grown at some rate. And also I have my own Perspective Academy, which I've mentioned before, about coaching. I'll leave the links in the description below so you can go and check that out. But I really hope that you found this video useful. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I look forward to sharing some more business news with you very, very soon.